All right. What is sum and difference? Okay, adding and subtracting. That's a good start. That's good. That's nice. It's true. It's true. Sometimes you have to know those words. Sum of something, product of something is kind of important. So sum is adding and subtracting. That's a good start. Okay, what are we adding and subtracting of? So in terms of identity, your calculus, a pre-calculus, you have this two identity. It's called, there's an acronym. Is instead of SOS, it'll be SMS. So SMS. This means same. Oh, sorry, not same. Sign. My fault. Sign. Mixed group. And the same sign. And there's another one, CSO. There's another acronym you have to know. It's called cosine, same group, opposite sign. So CSO and SMS. If other people ever ask you, you can say SMS, which is that's going to come up two different equations. Okay. So what I mean by this is if I have sine of A plus B, okay, that's equal to now you gotta think about mixed group. How do I mix the sine and cosine? Well, same group would be sine and sine. Mixed group is sine and cosine. But I want it to be completely mixed. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, so it'll be sine sine cosine. Oh no, sorry, not sine cosine. Sine cosine. That's mixed sine and cosine. And then I will follow with the cosine sine, change the order. And that's how I mix the group. I don't want a sine sine or cosine cosine, that'll be the same group. But sine cosine cosine sine is gonna be the mixed group. Now I'm gonna fill in the A and A and B and B. Is that okay? And I fill in the sign, which is the same sign. Now I want you to do the same thing with, oops. I want you to do the same thing for the next one will be sine of A minus B, but without looking at the one on the top. Without looking at the one on the top. Just cover your hand and try to do it with the acronym. Without looking at the one on the, so cover your hand, see if you can write it out. Sine of A minus B. So for example, I'm going to cover up like this. Can you write down the identity of the sum and difference identity? Did you write out? So I'm not even gonna look at one on the top. Okay, I'm gonna cover it up just because I don't want to look at it. So I'm gonna say, well, this is a sine, so must be sine, cosine, cosine, sine. And I'm gonna fill in the A, B, B. And the only thing different is the minus sign. So plus minus. So usually you can write in terms of just plus minus here. Okay. So that's two functions. Am I going too fast? This is okay? Okay, CSO. So assume that we know is cosine of A plus B. Then that is equal to, well, cosine of A plus B. Remember, in this is a same group or a mixed group? Same group. So it should be sine, sine, cosine, cosine. But since it's a cosine, we're going to start with the cosine. Does that make sense? So this is start with the cosine. So I'm going to use the same group. So it'll be cosine, cosine, sine, sine. And then going to fill in the A, B, B. Now, what happened to the sign in the middle? Is what? It's opposite. Right? It's opposite. It's minus. Because you start with positive, you end up with negative. This one's opposite sign. Sarah, are you coming back to me? Gonna zone out for a second. So without looking at this, can you do cosine of A minus B? So learn to recall those things. I don't think this particular identity is on the AP exam, but I still need you to know it for your calculus. So I'm gonna write down is cosine of A minus B. Okay, so we know it's the same group, so it's gonna be cosine, cosine, sine, sine. The other one is sine, cosine, cosine, sine, because we flipped the thing also. So A, B, B. I think that's the easiest part. Now this one, just forget to make sure you remember to change the sign. This one is plus instead of minus. So it's the opposite sign. So that's called sum and difference angle identities. Am I going too fast? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply those identities, and we're gonna show you how to do it specifically. Some people says, you know, I don't know how to start. Well, you gotta start somewhere. So let's just say, hey, I want to find out what is cosine of 15 degrees. And you're like, wait, Mr. J, can I use calculator? I said, no, you cannot use calculator. I want you to figure out what is cosine of 15 degrees. There are two ways to do cosine of 15 degrees. One is using a half angle identity, and the other one is use a sum and difference identity. Think about which two angle, like you know, on unit circle, subtract each other or add it to each other, it's going to be 15 degrees. What?
45 and 30.
45 and 30. So can I change this to cosine of 45 degree minus 30 degrees? Now I want you to write down the cosine identity without the 45 and 30, but if you can, write out 45 and 30 in there. So what is the cosine angle of that? Do you guys remember the identity without looking up? Jada, can you tell me what is it? What's the acronym? Let's start with that. Cosine. What's the acronym for cosine? Huh? Want somebody else to help you? Leah? CSO. So what does CSO stand for?
Same group, and then opposite.
Okay, so can we write out a formula?
Cosine
Good. Just write down all the cosine first.
A.
Okay, cosine A, which is what? What is it A in this case?
45.
Good. And what's the other one? Which is what? Okay, so is that plus sign or minus signs here? Good, because it's opposite. Okay, what's the other side?
45.
Mm-hmm.
530.
Is that okay? Everybody understands this? Fairly easy, right? So what is cosine of 45? You should know that. What's cosine of 45? Awesome. What's the cosine of 30 degrees? Square root of 3 over 2. Plus square root of 2 over 2 times 1/2. Is that okay? So since this is 2, what is square root of 2 times square root of 3? Square root of 6. And plus square root of 2 over, wait, sorry, this is not 2. I'm an idiot. 4. And this is a 4. It's 2 times 2 is 4. And that's going to be 4 square root of 6 plus square root of 2. Is that okay? Can the 2 and 4 simplify? No, thank you. Inside the radical, outside. Even they have 2 and 6, that you cannot simplify. Square root of 6 plus square root of 2 does not equal to square root of A. You cannot do that unless they have like radicals. So that says 3 square root of 2 plus 2 square root of 2. You can add this. But square root of 6 plus square root of 2 doesn't add.
Plus minus square root of 2 or
just plus. Because of the opposite sign. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to figure out what is sine of, I don't know. We did cosine, right? Yeah. Sine of 165. So you still have to know all your unit circle values. was a long talk. Do you know why you have the same answer? Visually, can you understand? You are super late.
My alarm didn't go off.
Mine too. That's okay. Luckily, that's the things you already learned.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is what? Why do you wait? Do you have a same answer? I don't think. Hold on. I don't think an answer should be the same.
Okay, I think it makes sense.
Are we supposed to find two angles that subtract to it, or can we do addition?
You can choose the additional subtraction. It's up to your choice. What is it?
I did 180 minus 15.
That will work. Well, the problem is you don't know what's 15.
Like if you use 15, right? You know how you get like the learning is.
Yeah, assume that you don't know this though.
I'm just 45 and 30, is we can find out how the unit circle. Fix for that.
Wait. Oh my, I fucking see.
So which two angle, adding or subtracting, it should result the same answer, which is kind of interesting. It should result the same answer. Which two angle did you choose to add or subtract? You can choose. Huh?
135 and 30.
135 and 30. Did anybody pick that? Yes? Did anybody pick something else? It's not wrong. What did you pick, Cohen?
210 and 45.
210 and 45. Okay, so the answer should be the same. So what you get for the answer?
Square root 6 plus square root 2 over 4.
I don't think that's right. Cohen, what you get? You got the same? I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. Did anybody got different answers? Julia, what you guess? I feel that's right. So Julia, Annika, what you get? You got that? So there are more people choosing minus sign. So which one did you pick, Julia? 120 plus 45? Okay. So sine of 120. You change your answer? Okay. Plus 45. It should result to be exactly the same. So be sine, cosine, cosine, sine, and that's 120, 45, 120, 45, and this is a plus. Now you can choose the other way. You're gonna get the same answer. So it'll be this one square root 3 over 2, I believe. Square root 2 over 2 plus cosine of 120 is what? Negative half, and then square root 2 over 2. So it'd be square root 6 minus square root 2 over 2. So it's actually minus rather than plus. Now, do some people use different angle? 210 and minus 210 minus what? 45? Did anybody use that? Did you get the same answer? Okay, well. Anybody got the same answer? Yes? Okay, Kaden got the same answer. Good. So it'll be 210 minus 45. Experiment this.
Be over 4.
What?
Shouldn't be over 4.
Over 4. Yeah, you're right. This is over 4. My fault. So let's try this one. So it'll be sine, cosine, cosine, sine, right? And this is 210. And this is 45. This is 210. This is 45. Ian, are you writing down stuff? Huh? Okay, so sine of 210 is what? Negative half, right? And this one is gonna be what? Square root 2 over 2, and a plus, what's this one? Cosine of negative square root 3 over 2, and then what? Square root 2 over 2. So then you should get, wait. This one is negative, yeah. This one's negative, thank you. So it'd be negative square root 2 over 4, plus square root 6 over 4. So it'd be square root 6 over 4 minus square root 2. So same answer. The answer match up. Math proof it works. Okay, so let's talk about next one. Always be able to think two-dimensional in math. The two-dimensional in math is actually pretty easy. If you can drive a car forward, you gotta learn how to drive a car backwards. I always tell students, math is very simple. It's going forward, backward. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a question. I'm gonna say, hey, what is cosine of 80 degree? Cosine of 20 degrees? Plus sine of 80 degrees, sine of 20 degrees. Huh. I'm gonna say that again. Learn how to think backwards. Learn how to think forward. Otherwise, your car can never get out of the garage. Even tiny bit. The answer is super simple. It's just a simple fraction. How do we come up with that? Anybody got an answer? Caroline? Okay. Annika, what do you get? Oh, no, Annika. Charlotte? What is it? McKenna? 1/2 is right. How do you know it's 1/2? Backwards. What do you think this cosine, cosine, sine, sine? Which group is that? Cosine. And then that's gonna be plus sign, so it must be means minus, right? Does that make sense? So can that be cosine of 60 degrees, which is we already know. Right? Super, super easy. Okay, so the next goal is, hey, can you tell me what is 7 pi over 12? I just changed degree to radians. Now, you can convert the degrees, but I want you to think of radians. Which two radians, add and subtract, is going to give me 7 pi over 12? That's kind of hard usually for a lot of students, because a lot of people don't know how to subtract. So the hardest part is to think about this is this. So think about you can do combination, right? Pi over 12 plus 6 pi over 12 where class is over. Or you can think about, so the way to think about it, I think about is sine of 3 pi over 12 plus 4 pi over 12. Why is that? Because sine of 3 pi over 12 is what? Pi over 4 plus pi over 3. So that's, and then you can finish that problem that way. Then to be continuous, you finish the rest of them. And that doesn't work because the other one is 5 pi over 12. 5 pi over 12 is not gonna work.
6. That's it.
I did 6 pi and I did 5 or 6.
I did cross multiplication. Can we do that?
Nope. That means you operate both sides at the same time. You can never do both sides at the same time. You can only, the proving identity is like, it's like something is pivot. I'm trying to prove that, I'm trying to prove that one thing to the other thing. But that means one thing has to stay the same. And the other thing you have to try to prove to the other. If you both changing, then sometimes you both changing, sometimes you switch over. And then so that's not what your goal is.
And I understand how
I need you to focus a little bit. I see your grade start slipping you. But I know it's water polo. And I'll look through. Same thing that you learned the other day after school, but some difference. It's on a video and what? Yeah, of course. And that's